Newspaper review.
Of course, Chukwudi Obaja joins us for the newspaper review, looking, well...
Baba Blue.
Okay, looking Baba Blue, like Baba you guys Blue are couple.
And Mama Blue.
Mama Blue.
And looking his age. Not Chooks the boy. Good morning, Chooks.
Good morning. This is what they call telepathy.
Yeah.
We didn't discuss it.
No, we didn't.
Yet, here we are, looking very much alike.
I suspect you discussed it.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
And I told you, your sense of humor is out of this world. Okay, Mr. Chukwudi, good morning. Let's quickly go to the papers this morning. I'll begin with the Daily Trust newspaper. And on the Daily Trust newspaper, just below the masthead, PDP, Wabara insists on neck meeting as violence mass but gathering. With riders, Anyawu's aide forcefully ejects Ude Okoye, and Damagum blames leaders for crisis. And the picture story you see there, open letter of appreciation to the National Assembly for the smooth passage of the bill 2025 establishing the Act of the Nigerian Maritime University, Okero Koko Wari South East Local Government Area of Delta State. And you just read through, you see everything there, you get all the details. Let me quickly go to the People's Daily. And below the masthead, we have passengers survive as Max airplane experiences gear collapse, tire burst while landing in Kano. And you find the details on page 3. The headlines: Lake Chad Basin, Tinubu demands multifaceted response to security threats, urges states to tackle poverty or the causes of insecurity. And just below the picture story, see there, court sentences 19-year-old to jail for assaulting sex worker in Kaduna. Find details on page 7. And Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso exit from ECOWAS threat to regional security and economy. That's coming from the Foreign Minister. You find details on page 2. Multinational Joint Task Force, AU approves 800,000 to combat terrorism in Chad Basin region. Details on page 3. And JAMB suspends admission for law program in 8 universities. Details on page 4. Minister wants NYSC to deploy medical doctors to prison emergency services. Details on page 6. Mr. Victor?
All right, thank you, Jumbai. And I have the leadership, which leads with this story. Anti-terrorism. Chad Basin traditional rulers lead fresh front. Partner regional governments to end insecurity, poverty, inequality, fueling insurgency in Lake Chad. Tinubu. Military will do more to restore lasting peace. That's according to CDS. And that story is on page 4. And just above that story, professors fume over minister's refusal to address Uni Abuja VC crisis. Page 19. And above that, you have injunctive orders against Obaigbena, GHL, others stay, court rules. And you get details of that story continuing on page 7. Below the masthead, 3,690 Nigerians face deportation from the U.S., page 2. And on the boxes on the right, EFCC versus Yahaya Bello, court adjourns to April 3. That's on page 23. Don't destroy PDP, Damagum Wabara tell party leaders, page 24. Max Air grounded for 3 months, page 25. And finally, APC expels Aregbesola for anti-party activities, page 4. Chugode.
Yes, Victor, quickly, the Max Air mishap, I don't think it's fatal, thank God. The Kano affair. We're grateful that it's not something that we are crying so much about. But you could see from the picture on the newspaper there that the front tire was virtually gone, so the plane was caught in somewhat. What we want to think is that before that happened, speed had been reduced greatly, because if it happened when it just touched down and had
tarmac,
it would have careened over, you know. I mean, it would have obeyed the law of gravity and all that. So we are happy that, but the people in the U.S. are not that lucky.
Are not that lucky, yes.
You can see that collision is something that they're saying that it's not just that there are fatalities. It's American Airlines and one Black Hawk. That's another Black Hawk Down. You remember that movie?
Sudan.
Black Hawk Down. Somali insurgency.
Yeah, Somali, yes, insurgency and all that.
So that is not good, because there are fatalities. It's not just the mid-air collision that took the aircraft down. It is also the fact that they plunged into freezing temperatures, you know. And,
into the waters.
Yeah,
and 60 people on board the commercial flight.
Yes.
4 crew members.
4 crew members, that's 64.
Exactly.
Add that to 3 in the military jet.
The Black Hawk, yes.
It's a sad
And
day.
It's sad.
Yeah, our
indication
prayers
is
are
that
with
there are
them.
no survivors.
Yes, our prayers are with America. They've been going through a lot this few weeks.
Oh, yeah.
They've been going through a lot.
You know, as we say, God please accept the souls of those who perished. You want to point out that given the number of airplanes that get into the air in the U.S., the record is still fantastic,
Yes.
so to speak. So
This is said to be the worst in 25 years.
Exactly.
So
That
they've
tells
managed
you.
to maintain
that tells
you know, safety.
the air safety in the U.S., given
It's
the
top
number
notch.
of aircraft
It's top notch. It's top
that,
notch.
that gets in the air. Anyway, it
May
has
their
happened, it
souls
has
rest in
happened.
peace,
I'm
yes.
sure they are going to take action to forestall
Future
such a
occurrence,
thing
yes,
in the
from
future.
happening again, yes.
Yes. PDP, I don't like talking politics, but the
But
way
you must talk politics. We revolve around
the way
politics.
PDP is going, you ask yourself, are these people really serious about 2027? And all these cobbles they engage in, politicians, not just the PDP, there's something about them which journalists like us can never understand. It's a different world entirely for those people, you know. The way they go about certain things, you ask yourself whether they remember that we are looking up to them. We need a vibrant opposition in Nigeria. Whether APC is in power, whether PDP is in power, whether Labour Party is in power, whoever is, you need a vibrant opposition. So we don't like it when a political party the size of PDP is faltering the way it is faltering. I hope they get their things together. Otherwise, I dare say that there wouldn't be it would be a Hobson's choice in 2027, because there will be just one choice. That's a Hobson's choice, you know. And the APC, expectedly, I said, we're excited by what's happening to them. Let the camp scatter. That means that we have practice. Politicians are wonderful human beings.
Are they not the same? Those in the PDP were once in the APC. Those
Go
in the
back
APC
to
were
when Bola Ige was part of drafting the, manifesto, what is it, the party, the creed of the party. It's the same. They are Siamese twins.
They're Siamese
They are
twins.
Siamese
And
twins.
the crisis that has engulfed the University of Abuja over appointment of a VC, seems to not want to go away.
You see, that's a good one, because it tells you it's not just politics, that succession is a problem. I don't know. We need to institutionalize many things in our country, in Africa, so that succession becomes seamless. All this back and forth over posts and all that, not necessary at all, particularly in academia. They should have a disciplined way of replacing the chart, the organogram, so to speak. But then maybe they are no longer the way they were, universities were in those days. It was
those
unheard of that they will be squabbling over who becomes what. It wasn't like that in our time.
It's for 43, as many as 43 professors to be saying, no, this hasn't been done right, then something should be checked in the way that the appointment was done. The person appointed, did they follow due process? Was the person qualified as it should be? A lot of issues.
Am sure they have
this should be dealt with
I am sure
because
they have an axe to grind. But I'm saying that if they had lived the way tertiary institutions were known to be in those days, you would almost not hear anything like that.
Can you ever compare?
Politics has actually crept into all these.
Can you ever compare those days and now?
Everybody
we've derailed a long time ago. Now let's quickly go to something inside the Daily Trust newspaper, and that's on page 21. It's appalling what happens woman to woman. Woman arrested for allegedly killing co-wife in Kogi, and another pouring hot water on pregnant woman in labor. Isn't that shocking? On page 21.
The one that killed the other woman.
This one was in labor, and then the sister-in-law poured hot water on her.
The sister-in-law?
Yes, while going through the trauma she gave birth to her baby.
Yeah.
I don't know what...
And don't be surprised to hear that thing you're carrying in your womb. When you look at the way we live our lives, you consider whether we're still kith and kin.
No.
In actual fact, it boils down to how we were that we no longer are. That's the point.
Like I told you.
There was a way Africa was. Those penny days, Toro days, there was a way we were.
We left that path a long time ago.
I could be beaten up by another man for misbehaving, and if I dared tell my mother or father, they would add to the beating they gave me out there. If they make a Okulubaja, you're not behaving like Okulubaja's son. we heard that.
Yeah.
So what kind of score will lead to somebody pouring? It's not
hot water on a woman in labor.
Maybe some people have been pretending to love one another in that family.
You will need
the
to also
sister-in-law.
you will check if the perpetrator,
when a woman joins you,
is in good health.
Yes.
It's in good mental health. You have to check if that perpetrator is in good mental health.
Indeed, yes, I will really...
But many things like that are happening like that in different
we really need to work on our value system, actually, in Nigeria.
And we must thank you
on that note.
Thank me out, Victor.
Yes,
because
just so that you
could... marriage counselor.
Just so that you could go get breakfast.
Just walk jejely out. We're not driving you. Jejely walk out.
Good morning.